What's going on? My name is Larry, and we're also reviewing Vince Staples' Summertime '06, his debut album with Def Jam Records. If you don't know Vince Staples, California, New Breed, along that same group, sort of in this a little below Kendrick, but along Jhené Aiko, Joey Fats, all those cats. Vince's album, Summertime '06, double album, 10 tracks per disc, but that first disc with Vince is really, it's the stronger half of the two. Especially, and it starts off with Lift Me Up. Well, it actually starts off with Ramona Park Legend 1, and it's sort of like this down at the pier, seagulls, just sort of thinking to yourself intro, and then it starts with Lift Me Up, which is crazy dope. From there, North North, Birds and the Bees, Loca, Senorita, Jump Off the Roof, goes so very, very hard. Like, probably my favorite track next to Lift Me Up on the album. And it ends with the song Summertime, which is a little bit, it's probably the slowest I've ever heard Vince sort of recite his verse, which is definitely new and appreciated. But then it goes into the second disc, which is a lot heavier, a lot grittier, and it's basically what I'm going to call the gangbanging side of the double disc. Since if you aren't aware, which you may not be, Vince, right before he got into rapping, was doing a little bit of gangbanging on the side there, cripping out there in California. And you can sort of hear that influence in the second half of the album because it gets a lot harder with tracks such as Hang and Bang, and with Aston Matthews, which is from his group Cutthroat Boys. But all in all, it's really nice to see young cats sort of maintain that old West Coast feel of some of their music, even if it's not overly upbeat, because the album is not upbeat at all. It's very dark, but it also hits on a lot of things that are going on presently, not only with the police, but with Black urban youth in sort of these small, close-knit but still problematic communities. Vince has definitely improved a lot in terms of flow, because at one point in time his flow didn't change too much. Still had lyrics, but his flow wasn't changed too much, and we didn't want him to fall victim to what is supposed to be Nas syndrome. I'm sighing somebody right now, you know who you are. Outside of that though, Summertime '06 is a really good album. Ignore what you've heard about album sales, because as Vince stated before, what do those even mean anymore? And they don't, unless your name is Troy Ave, then I'm laughing at you, but okay, whatever. But I would definitely say give it more than 3 listens. If you still don't like it by the 3rd listen, maybe Vince isn't for you. My first listen, I wasn't really too drawn to come back, but by the time I hit that 3rd listen, I was engaged, I was in it, and it was actually sounding like a really great, cohesive project. Vince Staples, Summertime '06, buy it. Just because Vince is he's a really real rapper, and I like him as a person. That's mainly my whole thing. If you are strictly a music person and you don't care about personality and people as a whole, download it. It's still a debut album, and it's still got room. He's still got room to grow. Download it, see how you feel about it. If it brings you in, you know, maybe you can go back to some of Vince's other stuff, like Shine Cold Chain 2. Short and really great project. But outside of that, my name is Larry. Follow me on Twitter, LGod77. That's it. Be easy.